What's up guys, it's Thomas from RohmerFitness, and today I've got my top 3 most underrated leg exercises for how to get bigger legs. But before I get into that, be sure to check out last week's video where I shared with you my top 3 favorite upper body exercises for building an aesthetic physique. Now before I get into the 3 exercises, I wanted to mention that I did not include the barbell squat in this list. Before you run away like you're being chased from a cheetah, let me explain myself. I really wanted to include 3 underrated exercises that you might not be doing in your routine right now, or that you might not have even heard of before. And I'm willing to bet money that you've heard of or seen the squat before. So I'm deciding to not include it in this list. So without further ado, the first exercise on my list is the Bulgarian split squat. Silly name, but a serious exercise. To perform this exercise, simply grab a pair of dumbbells and then put one foot behind you on a bench. From there, simply perform a squatting motion as you normally would. A key point to remember with this exercise is that you do not want your knee to pass your lead foot. A great way to prevent this from happening is to extend your lead foot out very far so that way your knee won't pass it when doing this exercise. If your lead foot is too close to the bench when you do this exercise, your knee might pass over your lead foot, and that's something we want to avoid because it might lead to injury. And one of the great things I love about the Bulgarian split squat over a normal squat is that it requires a ton of balance in order to perform this exercise. So your core is going to be working like crazy to stabilize your body. Therefore, if you've never done this exercise before, I highly recommend that you start with a very light weight and then gradually work your way up once you get used to the form and the movement of the exercise. For my next exercise, I have a simple variation of an exercise that you're probably already doing right now or you've heard of before, and that is the single leg extension. So for this movement, you're really not going to need much balance at all because you are locked into a machine even though it is a single leg exercise. But for this exercise, I want you to slightly turn your foot out at a 30-degree angle. And what this is going to do is target your vastus medialis more, which is that teardrop muscle right above your knee. And since this is an isolation exercise, I recommend that you do it at the end of your workout for a moderate to high amount of reps, somewhere around 12. And after a while doing this exercise, you should really start to see some great improvements in the definition in your quad. My final exercise for how to get bigger legs is the pistol squat. You're going to perform this movement the same way you would as a normal bodyweight squat, except you're only going to be on one leg. So again, it's a very challenging exercise because of all the balance that's going to be required, and you can bet your glutes and core are going to be working like crazy in order to stabilize your body. The great thing about this exercise is that it is a bodyweight exercise, so you can get creative and do it anywhere that you like. Not only that, but your own body weight is going to be a very hard challenge to do this exercise. But for all you overachievers out there, feel free to add some weight. And if you can't do a full pistol squat on your own yet, there are some modifications you can do to make the exercise easier. You can sit in a chair and stand up, or you can hold on to something to help give you that balance you need to perform the squat. And you can keep doing these modifications until you get good enough to do full pistol squats on your own. Alright guys, so there you have it, my top 3 underrated exercises for how to get bigger legs. And there's something you probably noticed with all 3 of these exercises, and that is they're all done on one leg at a time. There's a very good reason for that. This is because when you do unilateral exercises, which means one leg at a time, you incorporate your vastus medialis a lot more than when you do bilateral exercises. And a bilateral exercise just means 2 legs at a time, so that's going to be something like your normal squat. The reason why we want to target our vastus medialis a lot is because it helps create a proportionate and sleek leg look. Whereas if you do too much bilateral work, you really start to create this turn-up leg look that's really big and thick at the top, but too skinny at the bottom towards the knee, and it really looks bad. Here at RohmerFitness, we're really all about creating that lean Hollywood actor look, and these exercises are a really great way to achieve that great, slender, sleek leg look, because legs are something you definitely do not want to overdo. So by focusing on these 3 exercises, you will really be able to create a great set of legs. Alright guys, I would love to hear what some of your favorite leg exercises are, so let me know about those in the comments down below. Also, if you learned something new in this video, go ahead and click the subscribe button so that way you can stay up to date with my latest fitness information. Also, give this video a thumbs up and check out my blog over at RohmerFitness.com for more information about fitness. And until next time, guys, I will see you later. Peace.